This news is funded by viewers like you. Please support our work at democracynow.org/give. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We turn now to the occupied West Bank, where Israel's killed at least 12 Palestinians during a 3-day raid on the Jenin refugee camp, the largest raid there in 20 years. On Wednesday, Israeli soldiers raided the Freedom Theater in Jenin, a renowned cultural institution whose mission is to fight for Palestinian justice, equality, and self-determination. The theater's been repeatedly targeted by Israeli forces since its founding in 2006. In 2011, one of the theater's founders, Giuliano Mercamis, was assassinated. In July, the theater was struck in an Israeli drone strike. We're joined now by Ahmed Tobasi, the theater's artistic director, who is detained and beaten this week. 2 of his colleagues remain detained, including the theater's general manager, Mustafa Shetta. Ahmed, thank you so much for being with us. Describe where you are sitting right now and then what happened to you this week. We're seeing a raid that is one of the largest that Israel, frequently raids Janine. One of the times it raided Janine, it killed the Al Jazeera reporter. But Ahmed, if you can talk about what's happened now.
There is no words, actually. I could not find words to describe the pain, the sword that we have as a Palestinian, and especially the people in Jenin and Jenin camp. I'm sitting in the middle of my office and Mustafa's office, and for me, it's just like everything is destroyed, and you see all this mess, and I don't know why. It's because this is theater. It's not a military base. It's not a terrorist house. It's not an armed place, or there is no guns. There is books, pictures, cameras, music instruments. All of it being destroyed. The whole theater being like all computers, all offices being destroyed, and they've been rotting and writing and drawing Hebrew things all around. And you know, it just before yesterday, I was actually in my house, which is in front of the Freedom Theater, and I know I was waiting. They're gonna come to check us in the house because they're going house to house. They're arresting everyone from like 13 to 60, 50 years old, and I was hearing them. They're coming to my house because they're going house by house, and then they just broke the door of my house and just went out to them and told them, please, there is children here, we are a whole family here, and we can do whatever you want. There is no need for violence, there is no need to do anything. But quickly they put the guns on me, they took me, put me down, and they start to beat me. And I don't know why. I was telling them, like, I have a Norwegian passport, I'm a Norwegian citizenship, but they didn't care. They stormed in. They broke all the house. They broke everything, any electronic stuff, any glass, and they took my brother too. The children were screaming, crying, and even they were screaming on them. And because I understand a little Hebrew, they were swearing at the children. They were screaming at my mom and dad, which was old people. And then they start to beat me, and then they handcuffed me, and they took me, and they put some even like army clothes in me, and they start to take pictures of me, taking poses soldier by soldier to show their girlfriends they are heroes. But while I was under arrest, under the guns, and they were taking these pictures for me. And then they put me in a truck, they took me to Al Janama checkpoint, and they throw me in the mud. It was raining. They throw me beside the street where all the jeeps, the vehicles, army go around me, and I don't understand what is going on. Are they gonna drive on me? Are they gonna kill me? I don't know what is going on because I was blindfolded. And then they put me in another truck and they took me to another place where they throw us again outside, start to do like an immediate interrogation about my identity, and they intelligence, but it's outside intelligence in the rain. They didn't let me even take my shoes or clothes to cover myself. It's December, it's very cold with the rain, and it was a torture in somehow, psychologically torture, mentally torture, that all the time, the soldiers go around you, the guns, their guns touching you, and you just waiting the moment when they're gonna shoot you. Are they gonna drive on you? Are they gonna smash you? And they take you from place to place, place to place, makes you walk that you don't know without shoes, with the mud. So it was a whole crazy. I cannot describe. This is happening for me. It takes me directly to 2002 when I was 17 years old. It's exactly the same thing happening. The Israelis have the machine time to bring you back 20 years just with one button, with one invasion. And for me, I am wondering how long this is going to happen again and again in the same way. And still the whole world looking, and they cannot do anything. For us, we as a Palestinian, we are too bored of this life. That we are too bored of this legacy of the world that they're promising humanity, promising democracy. This is I cannot go on again. I mean, we as Palestinians now, we arrived to the point that we cannot wait for another promise. We have to do something, even as a Palestinians. But even though we still in the Freedom Theater is a cultural, artistic place where we have children, young people, girls, boys, women to come here to practice, to find a place where they can express themselves, where they can imagine there is a better life, a better place in this world, where they can decide their future in different ways, to choose to be different from the reality that we're living in. Still, the Israelis come and they're telling us, no, you cannot dream, you cannot think that you can be something different from the reality around you. You are under occupation, and that's your destiny as a Palestinian, to grow up, to be born, grow up and die under brutal, crazy, violent occupation that they don't believe in anything, not in art. They arrest us as artists, as the people who do theater. They arrest, they destroy everything that shows there is a culture, there is art, that we Palestinians, we are a normal people. The Israeli soldiers believe we are not a human being. That's why they're killing us in very easy way. That's why they destroy theaters and cultural places, because also they believe no one in this world can ask them to stop. No one can tell them you can't do this. They believe, as an Israelis, they can do whatever they want, and no one in this world can tell them what you are doing. So I'm asking all the artists in this world, and as Giuliano Merkhamis and Zakaria Zubeidi, the main founders of the Freedom Theater, was believing the third intifada, which we're doing now, it's going to be a cultural, artistic intifada. We asking also all the friends all around the world, you have to unite, and we have to fight not just for Palestinians. We have to fight for this planet, for the humanity, for each community and each country still under colonization or under occupation. This planet is very important, that we're gonna live together in this planet without all this hate, without all this violence. That the only country creating this and make all this world unstable, it's Israel.
I wanted to play the words of Giuliano Merkhamis, again, the co-founder of the Jenin Freedom Theater. He was killed in 2011 in Jenin, shot by masked assailants. We talked to him when he was in the United States. He talked about the theater's mission that you're sitting in right now, the theater that is once again ransacked. This is Giuliano.
My name is Giuliano, and I am the director of the Freedom Theater in Jenin refugee camp. The Freedom Theater is a venue to join the Palestinian people in their struggle for liberation. We believe that the third intifada, the coming intifada, should be cultural, with poetry, music, theater, cameras, and magazines. This place never had a theater. This place never was exposed to these arts. So actually we are building everything from scratch. We are building capacity building of actors. We are building capacity people of audience. You know, sometimes it's easier to create actors than audience. We are dealing with the young generation to expose them to this art. The location of the Freedom Theater, and don't let this view to deceive you. We are sitting in the mid of the most attacked and poor refugee camp in Palestine, the refugee camp of Jenin. We are talking about almost 3,000 children under the age of 15 suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It means they pee in their pants when they are 11. It means they cannot concentrate, they cannot deal with each other without violence.
That was a promotional video that Giuliano Merchamis did for the Jenin Freedom Theater, talking about the theater's mission. And we're right now in the Jenin Theater, in the Freedom Theater, with one of the people who, Ahmed Tobasi, who is now the artistic director. Giuliano was killed, assassinated in 2011. So, Ahmed Tobasi, you were held for 24 hours. The general manager of the theater, Mustafa Shetta, is still being held. Do you know what's happening to him? And the other scores of men who have been taken at this point, Israel saying they are Hamas.
In a way that the Freedom Theater, as you said and as you mentioned, being attacked all the time, that Jenin camp being attacked. It's like we are part of this place, and the Israelis have no differences to look at the organization like Freedom Theater as an artistic cultural organization, which should be saved as an international organization. Yes, at the same time, Mustafa Shita also was taken. At the same time, I was taken. And I think he been taken to other place, which is clearly that they're gonna hold him. We still do not have any information about him. Soon after this program, I will go to his family to see if they got any news about him. But for sure, there is many friends around the world trying to push to get some information, or at least to push to release him. Another student also was arrested yesterday. You know, even our kids, after the July invasion being killed in front of the theater, we have now three young people being killed from the children of the Freedom Theater. And still, like 15 years now, 20 years we working, building this place. In the last July, being destroyed, we rebuild it again, we fix it again. But now, after 2-3 months again, they come and destroy everything. They even stole the computers. It's crazy. This army have no morals. They steal computers. They are not a soldier. They are just a thieves. But yeah, it's crazy that we talked to a lawyer that he gonna start looking for information and see what the situation of Mustafa. But for sure, Israelis do not give informations that easy, and because he's still not in a like a clear prison, he's still maybe under interrogation, and that's what we are worrying about. Because also, the head of the board of the Freedom Theater being already 1 year arrested before 1 year, and there is no any clear evidence about what is the accuse about him. So you see, as an artistic field, as an artist in Palestine, that's the way that we live our life. That's the way we do our theater, our work in art. We are not looked as a different way, but that's our mission. That's my mission, to keep the Freedom Theater open, to save Giuliano's legacy, and keep fighting for the same things that we believe. And we know that in Palestine, to be an artist, that's also a chance that you're going to be arrested or killed even.
I wanted to end today's show, if you will stay with us, Ahmed, with another theater director, Peter Schumann, the 89-year-old co-founder of the legendary Bread and Puppet Theater. It's here in New York at the Theater for a New City, with a show that is an ode to Gaza. I went to it last night. Peter, we only have a minute, then we're going to continue the conversation after with Ahmed. But if you want to share your thoughts with Ahmed right now about what you're doing, as he called for solidarity with his theater.
Oh, my God, Amy, just to listen to this report on Ahmed and this company Oh my God, them crying all the way through it in fury and in solidarity. It's unbearable, unbearable. And to think that this stupid organization called the Freedom and Democracy or some bullshit like that, that it
You
doesn't
can't
exist.
curse, Peter. You cannot curse on the air.
Okay, no more cursing. Okay, no, because that's so wonderful, right? Unbelievable that this is a Congress of cowards, a president of seems to be an idiot, so that's a curse. It's unbelievable what this country is supporting. I don't get it, because it isn't just Israel at all.
Well, let
it's
me
the
ask,
weapons and the...
Let me ask in the last 30 seconds, Ahmed Tobasi, about the U.S. position, and if you have a message, Ahmed, for President Biden.
I'm sorry for the Americans that the Israel, all this support, all taxpayers goes to Israel to kill children and kill women. For me, this money should go to create art, to create culture, to support artists, to build theaters, to build artistic and cultural organization all over the world, to save artists in China and Russia, even in US. I want this money not goes to create weapons. Americans, you are getting your picture in a way, not in a right way, because all this military support and all this military crazy support goes to change your pictures as a human. I believe our friends in America, we have the Friends of the Freedom Theater in New York. They are Jewish and they are supporting us.
Ahmed, we have to leave it there.
The text.
Ahmed Tobasi, Artistic Director of Freedom Theater, just released by Israel, and Peter Schumann. Thank you. Democracy Now! Is funded by viewers like you. Please give today at democracynow.org/give.